From plane crashes to cannibalism and other psychological disasters, this series is one of the most traumatic shows running. But it seems like there are tons of you out there who just can't get enough of the gory details. Today, satiating the maniacs in you, we'll be giving you a quick rundown on some of the best episodes of Yellowjacket Ranked. Stay tuned till the end, you defo don't want to miss out today. First up, we have episode 9, Doomcoming. Doomcoming was easily the most epic episode of the show. It looks like the writers really went all out on this one. Like, come on, the invite alone is pretty bone-chilling. It's with great pleasure that the team extends an invitation to you to the Doomcoming. On the verge of destruction, the Yellowjackets decide to throw one last rager. A paranoid Shauna cannot maintain her composure as she tries to maintain her identity as Shauna. Tamara's stunned by the revelation that Adam is the blackmailer. Still, Natalie is enraged since she had assumed that Adam was also responsible for the death of Travis. However, this isn't the case. Given Jeff's role as an extortionist, it's election day for Natalie and a bad day for Taysa, since she's bringing Natalie and Taysa into the room. As a result, they're all debating what to do next, and Misty is the only viable alternative. Someone who is moved from manipulator to the one being manipulated, now that Jessica is one of Misty's most dependable friends and can persuade her to tell the narrative everyone has been waiting to hear. In the end, Misty was forced to get rid of a corpse because Natalie showed up there, apologized, and made her feel important. It seems that the band's reformation will delay plans to expose everyone. However, it's clearly perceived as a bonding activity in her mind. This episode is a recipe for disaster, with corpses, blackmailers, manipulation, and a group of messed up friends. And after that, there's F Sharp episode 2. Every show wants to come out with a bang as soon as it gets released, but this one kinda took it a little far. F Sharp is the episode that led to this chaotic entrance of the show. In the second episode of the series, F Sharp shows the wildlife of the kids. We anticipated the second episode, Joe, to be a little slower since the previous one was so well paced. With F Sharp, the Yellowjackets show they aren't playing around with their music. The aircraft crashes after pilot. People were set on fire. There's general chaos. In the frigid opening of the second episode, we see the Yellowjackets crew being set on fire, pummeling with rubble and imprisoned under slabs of metal. Ben Scott's Stephen Kruger, assistant coach, whose leg had been impaled by flying debris, and when they finally managed to free it, Joe, it's not pretty. Nonetheless, Misty swung an axe at the mutilated limb, slamming it to the ground directly above the leg's flowing blood. "Help me move him," she gently informs the stunned others, while Tracy Bonham's mother plays. Kinda creepy, but we're digging it. However, F Sharp reveals that we may be the beginning of a budding relationship between Nat and Travis. As he mourns his father's death, Natalie is quite worried, and we believe that the solace she provides might lead to stronger romantic sentiments for him. We love that the writers try to add in a little bit of corniness to ease the gory details of the show. Else, it would have been a bit too much. Will you be shipping the couple? Up next, episode 8, Flight of the Bumblebee. Here's another madness-filled episode that had us glued to the screens. Exactly what is the difference between lunacy and the divine? The Yellowjackets are left to sort out the finest of their worst thoughts while they are in triage after a horrific assault. Shauna plays around with a little bit of online stalking. The episode's first scene is skillfully infused with comedy on one of the most repulsive images we've seen. In the presence of her bereaved colleagues and Taysa, who is still covered in wolf blood, Van lays on a funeral pyre, her left cheek mostly severed. At this point, her pals realize they have lit a fire to someone still alive as her clothing catches fire, and she starts to come too. Seeing her comrades pat her down as they admit to adding serious burns to her already long list of ailments is genuinely horrifying, making Liv Hewson's delivery a "really?" all the more heartfelt "fire?" becomes more amusing. Van's face was beautifully stitched back together. It would be great if this meant that future Van would have some kind of minor scar on her face. There's some great casting recommendations in the comments area if the show's makers decide to cast season 2. And now we have episode 6, Saints, a more spiritual chapter of Yellowjackets. This episode gives a glimpse into Lottie's visions and the mystery surrounding her. That she's so close to Laura and that she's making a religious connection is a lovely detail that heightens the suspense. It's worth noting that this episode also provides a way for the story to continue to reveal more information over time. We uncover the breadth of the links between Jackie, Shauna, and Jeff, as well as proof regarding who the lady in the tree is. The idea that it's Ty is a great surprise, and we realize she's been struggling terribly from strange dreams, so it adds together. It'll be intriguing to see precisely what path this goes next and just how the kids manage to escape off the island. There are a lot of questions remaining to be addressed. The Yellowjackets Yellowjackets has worked well to maintain it all at arm's length and peel out this enticing mystery every week. However, we're still not persuaded Misty is the great genius behind all of this. It's simply too convenient to be true. We're rooting for Jackie. We understand we did hear about her death on the islands. Still, if there is an uprising that takes place, it provides her plenty of motivation to strike back against them all. We'll find out. Next up, Episode 7, No Compass. The Yellowjackets chapter that expands on the events that transpired in the woods during previous flashbacks is pretty creepy too. There are some disturbing Red River images in this chapter, and a wolf assault eventually ends this nightmare. She's definitely disturbed by the dog bite that claimed her partner's life. Shauna's treachery is finally exposed, and our heroes will very probably be in a world of hurt in the coming days and weeks. There is a risk that the group may split if Jackie and Shauna cannot resolve their differences. Could this be the explanation for the beginning of the season's hunters and hunted scene? In light of what we've seen so far, in the form of frozen moments, this might be the spark that sets these ladies on the road to madness later on. Someone who left a comment on our most recent episode review theorized that Jeff was the one who was blackmailing the company. To be honest, after seeing this episode, I have to agree. A hard night of working appears to confirm his involvement, as does his appearance, which suggests he's concerned upon his return. While he's supposedly been cheating on the program, it's possible that he's really working for somebody else to acquire the cash and threaten the other contestants. Everything is still up in the air, and this season is at its conclusion, so we'll just have to see how the next season plays out. And now for the big one. Episode 10, Sick Transit Gloria Mundi. Another favorite in the episode number 10 of Season 1, Sick Transit Gloria Mundi, had us all messed up as well. Before we head into why we love this episode, remember that there might be some spoilers ahead. Yellowjackets negotiate a slew of evidence, bogus alibis, and an effort to heal on the eve of their 25-year reunion. Amidst the doom-coming repercussions, festering grudges come to a climax in the woods. This week's Yellowjackets season finale bids farewell to our favorite group of lovely young cannibals. Our laughter was punctuated by screams, hysteria, and loud sobs, and it was an experience we'll never forget. When our new pope is sworn in, the phrase Sic transit gloria mundi is pronounced, which translates to "Thus passes the glory of the world." With Laura Lee away, we're left with nothing but adoration for our antler queen. Enough said. The first series of Yellowjackets is coming to a close, and with it, our secret lovers, altered personalities, and connections with our first real loves. Yep, we're totally crying now. The final scene shows Lottie holding a tree cut out of Bear's heart and saying "Verses le sang," which translates as "shed blood," to the darkness that frees her and her comrades. She's praying that her first two knelt bearers, Van Palmer and Misty Quigley, will be enough. Cut to the chase. We now enter the last moments of the film. The screams and tears begin as we attempt to figure out how we'll make it to the second season. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think the writers have in store for us in season 2? Should we be bracing ourselves for more deaths? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next ones.